Okay, I'm live. Oh, hey Wendy, how are you? Thank you, thank you for joining the live stream today. My computer was acting funny. I just had to refresh it to make it come in. It said it was going live for like 5 minutes. Um, Anywho, you guys, welcome to the channel. I am Matrell on a mission, and I'm on a mission to live my best life here in the motherland. And I invite you guys to take that journey along with me. So today is Wednesday, and of course that means it's my live day. So this is my second live in about a year, and I'm happy to be here. I have a lot to share with you guys, and but first, welcome to anyone. Welcome to my subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate you guys being here. If you're not a subscriber of the channel, please do me a favor and consider subscribing. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And on your way in, you guys, if you would hit the like button, that would be helpful because that's the only way that YouTube will put the video out so other people can see it. If no one likes the video, then they won't share it out. Okay, so do me a favor and hit the like button. Hey, Mr. Uganda, welcome to the live stream. I'm happy to have you here. So, you guys, I have had an incredible day. I just returned from Lower Egypt, where I saw some of the most amazing sights ever. I haven't even seen many videos on YouTube about these places, so I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you guys. And I think I'll be able to release the first video on Sunday. About one of the places that I went to today. It's just simply phenomenal. I didn't even know these places existed. And what I saw and what I learned is going to blow your mind. So again, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing so that you'll know when those videos are released. And yeah, so you guys, I'm out there trying to get content to share with you guys because Egypt is so absolutely beautiful. There's so much here, and I don't know how many years I'm going to have to live here before I see it all, but I'm certainly going to try. So anyway, today's chat, the topic is about what you guys need to know before you actually move to Egypt. Last week I did a live on things to consider before coming to visit, and this week I'm going to talk about, and I'm talking to people who are considering moving here. And obviously there are a lot because a lot of people have contacted me and I've been giving, a lot of information out to them. And so I just thought I would take some of the top five things that they asked me and share that with everyone else. Yeah, so please, if you hear noises in the background, excuse it. I am close to the street, and and people were coming out at night because this is like one of the first hot days. It's officially hot season, so I can put all my winter stuff away and break out the summer stuff because it was a hot one today. So, anywho, let me go ahead and get started on my list. Hi, Rashid. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so the number one thing that people ask me about, what time is it here? It's 9:06, 9 o'clock p.m. So it's nighttime. Kif Halik. I don't know what that means. Is that Arabic? I don't know what that means. So, salam alaikum. I'll say that. Okay, so last week, one of the questions that No Limit Eddie asked me about was the visa. He wanted to know if we actually had to leave the country after a year and then return to get the visa renewed. Oh, it is Arabic. Okay, what does that mean, Rashid? I'm in the market for learning Arabic. Okay, and to answer his question, I don't have an answer still, but there is someone close that I know who is actually going to go through the process next week. So once they tell me, oh, okay, how you doing? Thank you. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. So Keith Halik. Okay, so I learned something new. So instead of me always saying salam alaikum, hello, I can ask people how they're doing. Keith Halik. Okay, got it. I'll remember that. Okay, so the answer is I don't know. Rules change a lot here, and sometimes it just depends on who you're talking to. Anything that you see that is written is subject to be changed when you actually get to the place. So I want to get the information firsthand. So, like I said, I have people who are going to go through the process next week, and once I have a definite answer, I'll make sure that I share that with everyone. Oh, that's for mail. Oh, So if it's for a female, we have to add like an I or something at the end. Oh no, you did change it. Halak. Okay, so keep halak is for male if you're speaking to a male. Okay, look at that. I learn something new every day. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, the number one thing people ask about is visa. So the first visa that you get when you come is the tourist visa. That is $25. You can either get it online before coming, or you can get it at the airport when you come. That visa will last you for 30 days, and then you can also purchase a visa that can last you for 60 days. Now, during that process, if you find an apartment and say you sign like a 6 month lease or a year lease, then you can go get a resident visa. And the resident visa process includes you actually going to the immigration office. There's going to have to be a travel agent or tour guide involved, and there's going to have to be a lawyer involved. So it's not a simple process like you could just walk up there and do it yourself. No, you have to have that lease. Things have to get translated into English. It has to be in English and Arabic, and all get submitted and through a formal process. They'll take your picture, do your fingerprinting. They actually do a background check on you guys um, to make sure that they want you in this country. And then once you pass the background check and everything, then they will issue you your resident visa. And it's a little card that you'll carry. And the first time you get it, it'll be for 6 months. And then the cost for that is up. It goes up. It went up to almost a couple £1,000s now. So, hey, Mahmoud, welcome to the chat. Let's see, Rashid, you said, but in Egypt, accent is Asaic. Now, see, that sounds familiar to me. I've heard that before. Asaic, yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you for the lesson. Appreciate it. All right, so you guys, the second thing people are always asking me about is accommodations. Where should I live? Should I rent a house? Or should I buy a house? Should I rent? What should I do? Well, my advice would be, because Egypt is so big and the cities are all so different, it really depends on where you want to live. Like for me, renting was optimal because it gives me the ability to live in one city, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll try something out. So maybe I want to try out Hurghada, or maybe I want to try out Sharm el Sheikh. Go live in some of these other places for the 6 months, so that you can really get to know and understand the landscape, and then decide if you want to really make the investment excuse me, to get property, because property here is not cheap. It's not like a lot of other African countries where, I'm hearing, people are getting land for $1,000 here, $5,000 there. Egypt's property is pretty pricey. And, and then once you get that property, and you have to build that house. Or if you're deciding that you want to buy a house, like for instance, maybe a building rather here, like in Luxor, you're going to be spending, a couple $100,000 to get a nice building. So it really is an investment. And because there's not like really the ability to finance in a place here like Luxor, there are abilities to finance in other places. I've noticed this going on in Cairo. I noticed it in Hurghada. So they're offering houses, condos, so to speak, actually get on like a 5 to an 8 year payment plan. And what I love about it is it's interest free. So yeah, you'll put like a down payment on, and then you can make payments on that property. So that's actually going on in some of the cities. But a place like here, no, cash is king. You need to have cash to pay for that house. But you need to be sure this is exactly where you want to live. So my recommendation would be, rent first, maybe stay in a few different cities, and then decide and, purchase property then if you decide that you want to actually live there. Let me see what's going on in the chat, because I see a lot. There's a problem with the server. Mahmoud, you said there's a problem with the server. You don't see anything. Can anyone else see me? Oh, it's working now. Okay, good. Leave the page and come back. It should be fine after that. Okay, you guys are talking to each other, not me. Okay, and then the other thing about accommodation. So if you decide to rent, here's a good tip for you. Um, you can get a better price on your place if you agree to a long-term agreement. So say you come in, I know people here, they've come and they've rented for 5 years up front. So they got like a really good rate on their monthly rent. But the longer you rent, the better the price is going to be, and it looks more attractive to the landlords. A lot of the people here, they own these buildings. So they use them for Airbnb. And you can imagine, especially now that, the sickness is dying down and more people are out and about traveling, they can get a lot of good money for the Airbnb. So you need to, be competitive when you're negotiating your rent, and everything is negotiable in Egypt. So feel free to do that. But don't be trying to lowball people because they don't have to accept you. They have no problems getting their apartments filled through rentals. You need to, make sure that they understand that you have an interest in moving here and that you want to be a long-term tenant. Long-term being 6 months to a year or whatnot, and they will negotiate a good rate with you. And if you need help with that, you certainly can let me know, because I can work with the plug and we can find you a great place. Hey, Goddess Within, welcome from Kenya. Does Egypt require the COVID-19 vaccine? No, it's not a requirement right now to enter into the country. You could just have to get a COVID test. So you can have either or. If you have a vaccine from your country, you can come here without a COVID test. And if you don't have the vaccine, you do need to have the COVID test. All right, so that was accommodations. We covered visas, accommodations. Number three, people are asking about the quality of life. How is it? What's it like to actually live there? So I'm going to go over the pros first, and then we'll talk about the cons. The quality of life here for me, I think, is great, right? Because the cost of living is pretty low. You can rent apartments for a decent price. The food cost is still low, even though it's starting to go up because the pound kind of got devalued a little bit. It used to be 15 pounds to a dollar. So, and because of the turmoil in the world, so prices are rising a little bit, but it's still very, very affordable, right? So the cost of food is low, the cost to live is low. Utilities, everything here is consumption based. So if you are a real Westerner like me, I probably consume more water, power, gas than I need to. I know I can do with less, but I'm still trying to wean myself off of the what I was used to. In the States, we're used to having central air conditioning, right? We're used to having central heat. We're coming out of winter now. So for me, I have like three heaters in my house. I have a heater in the bathroom, one in the room, and one in the bedroom. And I know that is excessive, but I paid for that, right? So I can certainly save some money by just having one heater and then moving it where it needs to be when I'm in that particular room. But I'm that girl that'll turn the heater on in the bathroom 30 minutes before because I need the bathroom to be warm before I go take a shower, right? And they could be called spoiled or whatever. I'm just too old to not be comfortable. It is what it is. And but I have to pay for it. So again, it's consumption based. So the price for the items are low and you can really manage your bills well that way, but it depends on you. And now summer is coming. Well, the hot season hit today, right? So I'm not going to use my heaters anymore, but now it's almost time for the AC to kick in. So I'm going to try to hold out on that. I'm going to try to take advantage of these nice winds, just keep the windows open and, um, you know, my bricks on the apartment until they heat up. I could probably do without air conditioning for a while. So I'm hoping that throughout the whole month of April that I don't have to run the air conditioning, and that will cut my electric bill down tremendously. Let me see, Rashid, you said why did I choose to live in Luxor? Okay, because I had the opportunity to travel around. I stayed a couple of weeks in Cairo. and then I stayed almost a couple of weeks in Aswan too, and I stayed here in Luxor. And of the three, Luxor was the happy medium for me. Cairo was way too busy, too many people. It's like a big New York City, a bigger New York City, and I'm not like a big city girl. I come from Ohio. I'm used to smaller types of communities, so I needed something that was a slower pace. And I went to Aswan, and I loved Aswan. It's just hotter than hot in Aswan. That I think that was the thing for me. And then surprisingly, Aswan is a lot more traditional than Luxor. So it's really kind of restrictive there. I mean, I don't, it's not that anything is mandatory, but the women are walking around in Aswan with burqas on, like full body burqas and things like that. And, while they don't treat you weird if you're not that way, it's not as comfortable. Luxor was a happy mix because people, it's more traditional here on the West Bank side where I live, but not that traditional. But the East Bank side is a little more relaxed. So you kind of have the best of both worlds here, plus the locale. Where I'm located, I can get to Hurghada in a couple of hours. I can get to Aswan in a couple of hours, Marsa Alam in a couple of hours, and then, of course, a quick flight to Cairo. So that central location was key for me. But more importantly, the diversity here, the people here, the ability to, live affordably, all of those things contributed to me wanting to be in Luxor. Now, Hurghada is definitely on my mind. I love it there as well, but that's like my weekend trip, to go to the beach, So that's why I moved to Luxor. Are heaters necessary? Yeah. Yeah. Winter is winter here, just no snow, but it got pretty cold this winter to me. Hi, Antisocial Socialite Podcast. Welcome to the chat. See who else is here. Hope I didn't miss anybody. Okay, yeah, so again, back to the pros. So the quality of life, cost of living is good, the cost of rentals are good, the cost of food is good. There, as a, as a single person in Luxor, I'm going to work on the cons now. The cons are having a social life. It's really about who you know and meeting people and things like that, because they don't have a lot of entertainment options here. The entertainment consists of, walking down the Corniche or visiting people's houses, doing the different attractions and stuff that's here, all the historic attractions, but there's no social life. There's no bowling, there's no movie theater. I haven't seen any basketball courts. There's no tennis. Now they say that there's a golf course here, and I looked it up online, but it didn't look like much of a golf course to me. And if you're a real golfer like I am, you want somewhere that has, real golf courses where you can rent the bags and the clubs and everything too. But we don't have any of those things here. So that's a place like the location of being so close to a place like Hurghada is attractive because they have all those things. Even Aswan has movie theaters and bowling alleys on the East Bank side, because there are so many students there. I think, they have the university there. So I'm thinking that they have those things in place for them because it is very traditional there. But here in Luxor, we don't have that stuff yet. There's like one cafe that's on the East Bank side where I actually saw they had things set up for people to play the video games and things like that. But, other than that, I miss bowling. That's like my weekly thing I used to do, and we don't have that here. So that's one of the cons of Luxor. But Egypt as a whole, it just depends on what you're interested in entertainment wise. Cairo has everything. Hurghada has everything, and Aswan has a lot. And from what I understand, Sharm el Sheikh is very modern, and they may have everything too. And I'm going there soon, so I'll know for myself, and I'll be able to share that with you guys. But that's all just hearsay. Let's see. Hey, Goddess Within, welcome to the chat. What are the summers like? Humid? No, ma'am. There's no humidity here. This is the desert. It doesn't even rain. I went a whole year. I saw it tried to rain. It was like a sprinkle trying to come down, but then it just mystified. It turned to mist and went away before it hit the ground. So I have never even seen rain here. Okay, and it's been over a year. So no, it's no humidity whatsoever. It's super dry. That's one of the things you have to consider. Like me, with my skin and everything, it's already like naturally kind of dry. You have to make sure that you just stay moisturized and hydrated all the time here. So summers are hot and dry, and here everything turns kind of nocturnal during the summertime. People are in the house during the day, and then in the evening, after sunset, people start to come out because that's when it's cooler and you can live decently. When I was in Aswan, it was hot in the morning, and when the sun went down, it was still hot. So that was another reason why Luxor was more attractive to me. Let's see, Mr. Ugani said, this might sound ignorant, but when I think of Egypt, I do think of sand. Now, when it's windy, does the sand fly around and enter the houses? Oh, yes. Yeah, it's definitely dusty here. I have to dust every day. I did actually live through a sandstorm last summer, and it was like being in a movie, y'all. When I saw it coming, I'm looking out the window and I'm like, what is that? Right? It was like a hurricane, but sand. And it was this huge sand cloud. It just came off the mountains and covered the house. It was scary. I was calling my daughter. I was like, oh my God, I'm in a sandstorm. And I hold my phone up so she could see it. She was all nervous, but it only lasted about like 15 minutes. And when it went away, then it was just sand everywhere, and you just have to clean it up, sweep it up, and move forward. But yeah, that was scary to me. But now that I've experienced it, I just know, to close up. But the thing is you just don't have like any early warning systems here. In the States, for instance, like if there's going to be a tornado, because the sirens will go off, and to close everything up, go ahead and get down to a lower level. When a hurricane or anything like that is coming, the only thing you don't really know about are earthquakes when they happen, right? But that sandstorm, it caught me off guard, and maybe they talked about it on the news because I imagine that you see it coming, but I don't watch the news here because it's in Arabic and I don't understand it. So there you go, and they don't have any subtitles or anything, so I don't know what's going on locally. Okay. Oh, Mahmood, no, I am not the PlayStation type. You are. Oh, wow. Hey, Eddie. Welcome to the chat. Okay, cool. Thank you for watching the ads. Yeah, you guys, I'm finally monetized. So if you see some ads, please feel free to watch them for me. That'll help me staying here. Goddess Within wants to know, what's the average cost for power when you run your air conditioning daily in the summers? Okay, so for me, the way that electric works here is you have a card, right? And then you just put some money on the card, and then when you use it up, you put more money on the card before it goes out. So I would say that I was paying maybe two to £400 a month because I'm an excessive air conditioned person, and that's sad. But I work from home, so I have to have the air condition on during the day, and I'm going to do the conversion on that for you, so I can tell you how much that is. So let's just say it was £400, so that's like $21 for £400. Mr. Uganda, now your daughter can tell everyone she survived that I survived sandstorm, right? I would be under my bed too, man. It was something, and sand was everywhere. With new systems, I guess can be $100 USD or less per month. You're talking about the electric, Mahmood, with the air conditioner running. Okay, there you go. Because they do have a new system in place, but the old system, it was like 400 pounds. Is what I was spending. Yes, you guys. Okay, so we survived that sandstorm. Let me see. Oh, another con. Okay, so a con I was talking about was social, or not your social life. Well, I guess that is kind of, you got to know somebody to meet somebody here in Luxor. But if you're single and you're trying to be social, the other cities where there's more tourists, more nightlife, things like that, you'll have the opportunity to meet more people. So that's the coastal cities and Cairo. Um, Now, if you're a Muslim and you're moving here, of course, there's opportunities to socialize and meet more people, especially if you're Muslim and you speak Arabic. You can have a real social life here because you're used to the culture, the customs, and things like that. But if it's something that you're learning new, it can be a little intimidating at first. But once you make some friends, keep those friends. What I'm hoping though is like as more people move here, especially from the diaspora, especially from the States, that we can all do things together to kind of break up some of the monotony for those of us that don't live in a place that has entertainment options. But that would be on you to reach out to people to make those types of connections and try to create social events for yourselves. See, Mr. Uganda says that's like the UK. People can top up the card when it runs out. Yeah, local corner store and put money back on it. Yeah, that's exactly how it is. Mahmoud, you said no, not possible to what? System can be 500 pounds. Okay, let me say 500 pounds. Let's see how much that is. Put that in my little app here. Okay, so $27. That's my little app that I have. What is this app called? I don't even know what it's called, but it's good. I carry it with me everywhere. But anyway, compared to the States, we're used to paying, at least I was used to paying well over $100, maybe 150 per month for electric alone. That didn't include water or gas. And now my gas here is propane. So it's not something that I pay for on a monthly basis. It's when the tank runs out and I only use it for cooking, right? So there's that. And then my hot water heater is electric. So pros and cons. Okay. Number 4, you guys, mail. Let's talk mail here on the continent. It's just the weirdest thing ever. Like me, I have a business where, I would like to be able to ship things out and get things shipped to me, but the addresses are so different. Okay, I won't say it's weird because it seems to be like this all over the continent. Um, the mail here does not get delivered to your door. You actually have to go to the post office and pick it up. So they're going to call you. You need to have a number that they can reach you on. They're going to call you and tell you that you have a package ready. And here in Egypt, they open all the packages. So just know that when you get your package, there's going to be a little note inside that said this was inspected by the number. They go through everything. If nothing's getting in here that's not supposed to be here, okay? Because I've ordered some things from the UK that never came. I mean, they came, but I never got it here because they weren't allowed to be here. So they kept my stuff. But yeah, so that to me is a con, actually, the way that the mail system works. And then in terms of being able to send things out, I don't even know how that works yet because I haven't figured out how to be able to do that. But I'm going to try it. I have some things coming now. I had our sister Lisa over at what is her page called? Oh, I feel bad. Lisa is African home design. She's in Ghana, you guys. I bought a ring from her, a big ankh ring that I'm waiting for. So she mailed it to me from Ghana. So I'm hoping that I get that ring. So I should know sometime soon. But she mailed it through the regular Ghana post office. Let's see, Mr. Ugan, you said not possible having a social life without knowing Arabic, I think. I think he said that knowing Arabic is a yes to having a good social life in Egypt. I'm sure, because let me tell y'all something about Arabic. Well, let me tell y'all something about their English. Everybody say, I speak English. They know some English words, right? That's like I know some Arabic words, right? But go off topic or ask a follow-up question, they're not gonna know what you're talking about. It's gonna be like they're gonna listen to you like I listen to them. When I'm listening to them, I hear blah, 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 blah. That's what they hear when you're talking to. They don't understand us and we don't understand them. That's why people shouldn't get mad at the people on the street selling things, because they're selling you something and they're saying it costs, they're saying, hey, you want to ride the felucca? And if you say no or la, they understand that, right? But if you say something like, well, no, not right now, maybe tomorrow, they don't know what that means. They heard blah, 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 blah. So they're going to keep asking you, right? So you got to keep that in mind. They don't speak English well where I am. Maybe in Cairo is different. I don't know. Maybe in Hurghada, you guys have a different experience, but here in Luxor, you need to learn how to speak Arabic. So I'm trying. I'm on a mission to learn it. I'm doing it good in my food videos, you guys. I figured I had to do something that I could relate to. I am a chef and I love to cook. So for me, starting with understanding the names of all the fruits and the vegetables, things that I cook with and stuff like that is my way of beginning to learn Arabic. So as I learn it, I'll be sharing it with you guys. See, it's the same like that in many parts of Africa. To me, the mailing system makes things tedious. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Do many people speak English in Luxor? They try. Wendy, this is the only place my grown children are inclined to go. Appreciate the info. You're welcome. No problem. Yeah, everybody should definitely come here at least once in their lifetime, for sure. Hey, happy companion, welcome. Welcome to the chat. It's great to see you here. Clarifying the English thing. I'm telling you, y'all. Somebody here saying I speak English is like me saying I speak Arabic. I don't. I'm trying though. Okay, so mail, that's something that you definitely have to get used to. So I'm going to try to mail a package and I'm going to see if it makes it to the States and find out how long it is and kind of clock it that way. One thing I do know is you actually can get things here though. Like I said, I've gotten packages before because my company where I sell all these beautiful things like these pillow covers and stuff like that, a blanket. I ordered one and it got made in the UK and shipped here, and I got it fine. I got everything like within 10 days. So I know stuff does come. So I'm hoping my ring from Ghana gets here, and I'm going to try to ship something out myself, and I'll let you guys know how that process goes. But all I know is these addresses is weird. But Amazon Egypt don't have a problem finding a house. You just tell them the name of the building, they call you, and then they deliver. It's real easy. Oh, thank you, Miss Uganda. It's a pillow cover. Yep, I have those available on my website on matrellonamission.com. And you guys, the fifth thing that I wanted to talk about is embracing the culture. One thing everyone needs to do before you go to any African country is do your research, right? Now, I'm not gonna lie, when we chose Egypt, it was like a last minute decision because I was on my way to Ghana, right? I had already been to Ghana for 30 days and I was like, I'm moving to Ghana. I love it. I'm going there. And then COVID happened, right? My flight got canceled to Ghana. And so I had to choose between Egypt and Tanzania because at that time, I did not want to take a COVID test. I was nervous about it. I was like, I don't know what this stuff is. They're not sticking nothing up my nose. I didn't want to do it, right? Because it was just too new. And Tanzania and Egypt did not require a COVID test. So we had to choose between the two countries and chose Egypt. And I'm glad we did because Tanzania was attractive to me because President Magufuli was there. That's the only reason. That and the beautiful fruits and vegetables that they have. And, I really did want to go there. But, Egypt, after I got here and I stayed, because we were waiting for Ghana's borders to open, which, took forever. I got used to where I was and I fell in love with the country. So that's why I stayed here. But had I known that I was coming to Egypt, like, and doing my research before coming, I probably would have mapped myself out, put myself on the map as far as a few cities that I would like to stay in. I would have said, okay, I'll do 3 months here, 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 and here before actually making a decision. I would have learned more about the culture, right? Because culture in Africa, period, is way different than the West, you guys. Here is so family focused, right? And I think that is a wonderful thing. And, coming from the West, while we love our families, we're still individuals. You know what I'm saying? We're thinking with an individual mindset. It's like, I need to take care of me. I need to do what I need to do for me. Now my family needs me, great. I'm there. I'm help them. But here's a little different. Here, family is just like everything. So whatever they do is for the family. it's just a different way of doing things, and I love that. They don't even have any nursing homes here. We think, you put your great grandma or whomever in a good nursing home, that you're taking care of them, and that they're going to be happy or whatnot. They don't even have that type of situation here. And honestly, I've been looking for the homeless. You just don't see it. You don't see it like you do in the States. I just think that everybody just take care of each other. I think every night somebody got somewhere to go, and I'm not saying that there aren't poor people here, because there are poor people. It's just, you just don't know it. You can't you can't tell, because everybody takes care of each other. And that is a culture that I wish was embraced more in the West. I know it used to be that way back in the day, but now it's just gotten away from it. Right. When Moo said that's why we prefer to eat at home, is more of a family thing. Yeah, because there aren't any, like, it's not a lot of fast food restaurants and things like that here either. So let's see. Growing up in the West, I realized how selfish I am in comparison to my parents and even my family back home. Family is everything to people back home, and extended family is always close by. Absolutely. You don't have to worry about anything. Can you imagine? I was like, dang. I mean, you see people here. It's like, if somebody in the family, they're saying, we're going to do this business, and somebody says, okay, I need a car. Everybody put the money together, get the car. You can't do that in the States. If you in the States and you say, hey, I want to start a new business, I need a car, they gonna be like, well, you better go get that own, girl. And I might co-sign for you, but then I might not. It's not the same. It's just too selfish. I like your choice of words there, Richard Uganda. It is. And we, just grew up to be consumers, consumed with material things, and consumed with making ourselves happy. And so for me here in Egypt, I'm learning to embrace the culture of, understanding how important the family connection is here, the family unit. And I love that. I'm hopeful that, you know, as more of us here on YouTube, share with the rest of the world how important this family centric thing is, that maybe it'll catch back on in the West, because we need to get back there. Because I know I'm dating myself, but guys, back in the 70s, my Aunt Josie, Leroy, and all of them, the family, we did everything together. We did family trips together every year. They would pack the kids up in the car, go down south, because I'm from Ohio, right? So, and everybody was from the South originally, but migrated to Ohio to work in the steel factories, the rubber companies, and things like that. So everybody had homes, and everybody was a family unit. But every year we would go down south to see the rest of the family and bring some people back. And it was just like a more cohesive family unit. But as those people got older and died off, those things just fell by the wayside, and we just became more and more consumed, became bigger and bigger consumers. So, that is a lifestyle here that you guys will have to learn to understand, especially when you start dating people. Because, in the West, when you date somebody, you think it's just all about you and them, but it's not. When you date, you're dating into a family. So you have to understand that you can't be selfish. Everybody is for helping everybody. Nobody's taking advantage of you. You just have to become part of the unit. So yeah, that's a whole nother conversation though, y'all. Do that on another video. But yeah, so those are the top 5 things that I think people should know before moving here. One is the visa situation, which is to be continued, because I'll know details on that next week. Number 2 was accommodations. Make sure you negotiate. And if you aren't comfortable doing that, you can certainly contact me, and we can, help find you guys an apartment, because we know your tastes, right? And find something good for you, because a lot of that stuff you see online, those pictures are from 20 years ago. Those places look nothing like that now. And if you're thinking about moving here and you need me to go look and make a video or something for you so you can see what the place looks like, I don't have a problem doing that, especially if you're one of my members only. So you guys, if you're planning on moving here, join my members only, and you can get that free consultation, and I could do all that kind of legwork for you. Let's see. Wendy. Mr. Uganda says, absolutely, you get it. I feel like you lose a sense of self in the West, yeah, a lot of times. But when you go to Uganda, it's nice how everything is done together and relatives are beyond excited to see you. I know that would be a great feeling. Wendy, that's how it used to be. Even immigrant families stopped doing that after being in the West too long. It's Western contagion. Absolutely. We gotta shake that. We gotta make people feel understand how important the family unit is and get back to those days. That's necessary for our survival, you guys. Okay, so back to accommodations. Like I was saying, everything's negotiable. If you're going to rent, think longer term. You're more attractive to the landlord when you say, "Hey, I want to stay for a year," so they can give you a rate for a year, and then you kind of negotiate how you pay it. 6 months in advance, a year in advance. So that's going to be up to you. Quality of life, like I said, quality of life is good. It's not as expensive as the West, but you get quality things here, good organic foods, great accommodations, great places to live, low utility costs. The only thing that was a con in that really was about the entertainment options, but that just depends on what city you choose to live in. So if you want to, if you're a clubber, you better hit the coastal cities or Cairo because they have plenty of that. If you're a bowler like me, put yourself close to where being able to get to Hurghada or Aswan where they have bowling alleys. What would be optimal though, I don't know. Luxor doesn't have these things, but I think that they would do well here. And if we had like the kind of community that would get together and say, "Hey, let's do this project. Let's build this entertainment complex here in Luxor," I think it would do well, honestly. So if somebody want to be an investor and come here and start something like that, I think that would be smart and awesome to do. Next would be the mail. We talked about the mail system. I'll let you guys know how that goes when I mail something. And last but not least is embracing the culture. Do your research. Christians are definitely here. They have churches and things like that here as well. Everybody gets along fine. But if you're a Muslim here, you're going to love it, especially if you speak Arabic. So let me check out some of these comments. But those are anybody have any questions on anything about moving to Egypt? Mr. Uganda says, let me see, the limes I get here always come from Egypt. Really? Huh, can y'all send me some plantains? You got plantains in Uganda? We need some here in Egypt because I can't find them anywhere. I can't find plantains. I can't find kale. I can't find collard greens. So I need 3 of those things. And then coconuts are hard to find. So if I come to Egypt, I would be visiting the market to go there. Yeah, the fresh fruit is good here, especially the oranges. I haven't had oranges this good ever. I've never had a bad orange here. They're all delicious. The grapes are good. Strawberries are good. But I have no plantains though, y'all. I don't understand that. We got bananas everywhere. If you see, Mahmoud says, yeah, Trell, if you did an Airbnb, yours will always be busy with people. Yeah. We need some Airbnb money though, y'all. Hey, DIY House and Farm, welcome. We need Airbnb money. So that's like a cooperative type of thing that can be done, right? So Happy Companion, we might need to do something like that. Get one going in Gambia, get one here in Egypt. We need like a diaspora Airbnb. So we all have somewhere safe to stay while we're trying to figure out where to live on our own. Yes. But that is about it. And for those of you guys who just came in, or for ones who didn't hear what I said at the beginning, I just came back from Lower Egypt today. You guys, I'm so excited. I have so much to share with you. It's just unbelievable what I saw today. So I went to a couple of different sites. I was gone. I've been traveling, so I've been gone. And it's just unbelievable. I'm hoping to be able to share the first video on Sunday to see this place that I've never seen anybody else do. I've been looking through YouTube to see. I haven't seen much about it at all. So I'm really excited to bring it to you on Sunday. So you guys, anyone watching, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing so that you get notification when that video is dropped. But yes, I'm done with my time. I do appreciate everybody that came by. It warms my heart that you guys are here and supporting me this way in the chat. I do appreciate it so much. Hopefully this information was useful. If anybody has any questions and, if you're planning on moving to Egypt or someone who is, feel free to just send me an email to matrellonamission@gmail.com, and I will be happy to answer any questions. And like I said before, anybody interested in getting, consultations and things like that, I do that free for the people in my members only. If you need me to go look at an apartment, I do that free for the members only. Everyone else, if you need to go look at an apartment, I'll be happy to do that for you, but you got to pay for that gas. No. No, I'm just joking. But there may be a fee involved for time or whatever. If I had to go take the landlord out, bribe them, anything like that, there may be a little fee. But other than that, you guys, I am pretty much done with this chat. I thank you all for coming by, and God willing, I will be doing this again next Wednesday. Oh, hey, Lydia. Welcome to the chat. So I'll be doing this again next Wednesday, and my topic, I'm not sure what that's going to be, but it'll be definitely based on feedback that I've been getting, because that's pretty much how I've been working this out. But yeah. Oh, talking about retiring here. That's what I'm supposed to be talking about next week. Okay. So thank you all for coming. Love you guys. Appreciate you. See you later. Oh, Wendy, I hear you. The diaspora specific country. Right. Let's do that. Let's get a group together. Let's put some funds together and make that happen. All right, Wendy, thank you so much. Mr. Uganda, Happy Companion, DIY House and Farm, Lydia's Life TV. What was the other young lady's name that was here earlier? Let's see, that came by. No Limit Eddie, thank you for being here. Mahmood, thank you for being here. The Goddess Within and Antisocial Socialite Podcast. Thank you for joining my discussion today. I appreciate you guys. And Rashid, thank you for teaching me some Arabic. All right. Assalamu alaikum. Salam, guys. Bye-bye.